Disclaimer, I am not affiliated with CEC Entertainment, the Rockafire Explosion, or any other companies that will be mentioned. Thank you. Hello and welcome. This is the first video on my channel run by none other than me, Moss. I am very happy to finally be starting a channel dedicated to my favorite animatronic shows, the history of them, and more. I have quite a few plans, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So, where to begin? Well, obviously, May 17th, 1977. Nolan Bushnell, who is also the co-founder of Atari, decided to branch out a bit. He wanted to make a place where video games, pizza, and animatronic entertainment could all be combined into one big place, and this place would be called Coyote Pizza. However, once a walk-around costume was ordered, no one discovered that the costume was not a coyote. It was, in fact, a rat. This is what sparked the idea for Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater, or PTT. Charles Entertainment Cheese himself, with his original red and yellow derby hat, red vest, yellow shirt, and cane, would become a hit among everyone throughout the late 70s and early 80s. However, a man named Aaron Fechter at Creative Engineering did not like this idea. He and his friend Bob Brock decided to buy out Chuck E. Cheese's and phase in a new, and in my opinion, even better era of animatronic entertainment, Showbiz Pizza Place. The mascot was Billy Bob Broccoli, a grizzly bear with a wooden guitar, long claws, red and yellow striped overalls, and his signature single tooth right at the bottom of his mouth. Opening in 1980, Showbiz would also become a big hit, and with the new Rockafire Explosion band performing, guests were pouring in. A few years later, this changed in ways that nobody at the time knew was coming. Around the mid to late 80s, Chuck E. Cheese's had bought out Showbiz, changing the signs, interior, exterior, and more importantly, the Rockafire Explosion itself. An event called Concept Unification came into play, where all the Rockafire Explosion animatronics were turned into Munch's Make-Believe Band, with Chuck E. Cheese, Helen Henny the Chicken, Mr. Munch the Purple Monster, who had replaced Chuck Krusty back in the Pizza Time Theater days, Munch Jr., Jasper T. Jowls, Pasquale the Chef, and Pizza Cam the TV camera. But enough about the characters. We should focus on the history for now. In 1977, the first era of Chuck E. Cheese's was considered the Pizza Time Theater era. After concept unification, this era was called the Tux era, notably for Chuck E.'s short-lived tuxedo look. In the late 90s, the Adventure era came around. I myself am not sure why it was called that, but it's also called the Cool Chuck era for Chuck E.'s more hip style, although the outfits were slightly changed. This one is my personal favorite. Now for the current era, the Rockstar era. Chuck looks terrible, if I'm being honest. It's not my cup of tea, and I'm sure it's not most of yours either. Rockstar era fans, please do not attack me for this. In 2017, a new concept was introduced, which would probably change the course of animatronic lovers' lives. Maybe? I don't know. 2.0. The thing that animatronic fans like myself fear. The Chuck E. Cheese's animatronics are being removed and replaced with this dance floor which is the size of a penny and a giant screen. Seriously, why did we need this? Nobody asked for it, and the whole point of CEC was animatronics and food and games. Apparently, nobody looks at them anymore, and they're considered outdated. Seriously, just look at the amount of animatronic fans, FNAF or not. You think we don't want anything to do with them? You're sure as hell wrong. Now, I may seem a little too upset about this whole situation, and it may seem childish, but trust me, there are other people like me who are too. This whole thing makes me super sad and upset and angry, and honestly, I think you can see where I'm coming from, even if you aren't an animatronic fan. Chuck E. Cheese's hardly cares about us, and this shows. At least we got some retro stores, which I'll cover in another video, and a mini trampoline park in some locations. But that's kind of it. When my childhood store got 2.0, I was devastated. Their Studio C Chuck was thrown out and completely destroyed, but I do believe one of my old friends had saved it. So that's kind of a good thing.